June the 30th, 2021. Guys, you're looking at National Hurricane Center's update for this morning. And what we're looking at is the two storms. First, the first storm, disturbance number 2, it's down now to a 10% chance of formation in 5 days. It looks like it may start to pass over some of the islands coming up into the Caribbean, and that would definitely go ahead and weaken it. And will it reform once it gets out of that area? We don't know yet. We'll look at a couple of the models. But behind there, they're getting serious about the second storm. It says it's an 80% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days. This broad area of low pressure associated with a tropical wave is located about midway between the west coast of Africa and the Windward Islands. The system is producing a large area of showers and thunderstorms that continue to show some signs of organization. Environmental conditions appear generally favorable for development, and a tropical depression is likely to form during the next few days while the system moves west-northward at about 20 miles an hour. Interest in the Windward and Leeward Islands should closely monitor the system, as it will likely be moving through the region on Friday. Today is Wednesday. So folks there in the islands, you got a couple of days to get ready for whatever comes through there, and maybe to be weak at that point, but it's not going to stay weak very long, just like I said, guys. 80% chance. It's in the red now. This may be our first major storm. Let's take a look at a couple other things. Now, this is a wide Atlantic satellite image. You can see it going from night to day as this morning. This is the storm in the rear. You can see it has rotation already, and it's large. And one thing about it, notice how the upper sections of it are absorbing and blowing that Saharan dust away from the center of circulation. That's important. That's why this thing is, again, in the red at 80% chance. Now, folks there in the Leeward and Windward Islands, the first storm is just off your coastline now. It's not a major deal, but it's been out there long enough to pick up a little bit of punch. And so pay attention to it for some rain, possible flooding. Now, let's change satellite imaging. This is over the Gulf of Mexico itself. It's an excellent satellite, guys. I use it just for weather from Texas, Louisiana to Florida, just because it's such a clear image. And I get much more out of this than I do those simulated radars I have now. So if you watch the weather and you notice that all of the local stations and things like that have gone to this digital simulated radar with Futurecast and all that, I don't even like looking at it. You know, I'm old school. This is what I like to look at. And I know a lot of you have commented about that it really sucks that you have to deal with that on the local stations. Why don't they just go back and show you so you can see what's going on? And anyway, you can do that through the National Weather Center and through the National Hurricane Center, because they have a section where you can go to the satellites and go into the data at the top. Click on that. It'll give you a list of these satellites in the Pacific and Atlantic. But what I'm kind of keeping an eye on, guys, is this system right here. May not be much to it. It's going to throw some rain up along the Florida Panhandle, but it does have a small amount of rotation right there. See it in the center? So it may just come up and stir up some storms in your area there, or it may come in to be something they're watching, disturbance number 3 or something like that. Just depends on how the wind shear affects it, but you can see right there, and I've been watching it since early this morning. And just a closer look for you guys along the coast there. We're in central Mississippi, so I keep an eye on all of this. But right now in Mississippi, if you look at the very top corner of that, we've got a little bit of north wind. But guys, in the northeast, you've got some heat coming on you. It's already getting warm. And you know that I think it was just one province in Canada. They've reported over 200 deaths from heat. Just that one spot. So there's more. There's highways buckling and things like that. It's been rough out there, and it's going to get rough in the northeast. And don't let anybody tell you that that's global. Now, looking at the GFS, or the Global Forecast System model, here's your storm. It's not showing much on the front storm, kind of like it's as if it's dissipated, but right now it's focused on this storm that Invest 97L, I think it is, that's in the red cone. So let's play this forward. And starting today, storm gets tangled up in the Leeward Windward Islands, and then again coming across Cuba into the Gulf of Mexico, and then suddenly, as you see that center get into the dark blues and purples, guys, That's a lower barometric pressure, and that is a sign of increasing strength in the storm. Entangled up here in the Caribbean, about July 6th, just a few days away, it has come across the Cuban Peninsula. And notice again that it starts to re-strengthen as soon as it gets into that warmer water. And we'll just kind of play it forward there, going into the 7th. Coming up the coast of Florida, very strong. Look at how dark it is in the center, how close the lines of pressure are. Now we're on the 8th, so we got a fast-moving storm. Coming ashore July 8th, right here in this part of Florida. We know these things are going to change. A lot of times it'll drift to the left, but right before they get close, normally you'll see a turn more to the right or to the east, and that catches a lot of folks in Florida off guard. A lot of us have lost boats down there because of that. But guys, this again, global forecast system, all the models will start changing. We're going to get into the time now to where accuracy will be important. So think about this again: generators, extra water, extra fuel for your vehicles, extra food. And I will do a report, and I'll just kind of show you what I've got. And I showed you part of it a year ago when I was starting to do the inside wiring for the system. And I'll show you what I've got outside to give you an idea of what you're dealing with and some of the costs. But some of these big Generac generators that you know about that can run on different types of fuel, even natural gas can be piped directly to them. They cut on if your power goes off, and they can run most of your house. And you get a good one, you're in around $6,000. Now I'm running about 1,200 watts or 1,200 watt panels now, and I'm about to add 4 more, make it 600 watts, and I will go through that and show you how the new panels, guys, are amazing, because even on the cloudy days, I'm getting 80-90% of ambient light, keeping that voltage up on these panels. And I'll show you, I wired mine a little different than a lot of people do, but that allowed me a lot more versatility. But I'll get to work on that, and there's some sales coming up on our website that with these 100-watt solar panels. Then they've always been $100, $110. Right now, at bpearthwatch.com, you can see that if you go down on the left side and look, and that's what I'm about to do to go from 12 to 1,600 watts, but you can get 4 panels now for about $315. So you're basically getting a free panel compared to what they've been priced at over the last several years. That's good news. But say if you're doing a camper or very small cabin, 4 panels will get you a long way. Okay? And again, right now, check it out. A lot of people have asked me about doing that video and about how to wire things, and so I'm going to do a little series on that. We're getting into hurricane season more seriously now, as is obvious. So you guys just start watching for that. I'll kind of do an outside video on how I mounted stuff. I built a special mount so that I can turn north and south, east and west, up or down, all my panels, depending on the time of year or through the day. I can turn them to the morning sun and rotate them around to the sunset if I need to. But they're very strong and very efficient. Just go over there, and if you're interested in doing this, take a look at the ACOPower link on bpearthwatch.com. It's on the left. So you're getting 4 of these 100-watt panels for $315. If you use the BP Earthwatch code, which I think is automatic now, you get 10% off, which is another $31.15. And I think on that purchase, it's free shipping. I'll check, but I'm pretty sure it is. So you're, again, less than $300 for 400 watts. That will do a camper, van, small cabin. But a little more serious about it, like I am, I want to keep an air conditioner, deep freeze, things like that going, then a little more power. But guys, again, a 1,600 watt system is less than one of the big Generac systems or generators that do require fuel. This requires a sun. That's it. But guys, we're watching it. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.